Yo, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. Hope y'all had a wonderful day. Time has come. 4.4 is among us. Oh my goodness. Okay. And we got ourselves, well, to be quite honest with you, I did not know that there is, that the story chapter for Xianyun is here immediately. So, yeah, let's go check it out. We won't have certain people here and there. Emil, yeah, I did read your comments. I did read it. And, yeah, I just gotta say, sorry to hear about that, man. I'm definitely sorry to hear about that. But with that said, we're going to continue on, and we shall do what we can from this point forward. Yeah, and I'm currently testing out some new things here and there. You won't be able to see it on my screen. You won't be able to see it on my screen. But let's just say I managed to get a couple of upgrades here and there. But unfortunately, I think the quote-unquote upgrade that I did for the camera looks like it hasn't really fixed shit. So there's that. And I also tried to see if I could get another thing working as well. I am currently on Wi-Fi. Could you believe it that the Ethernet cable actually makes the stream quality worse? Could you believe that? It's so stupid. But hey, at least I tried. But that's just how it is sometimes. We're just gonna have to work with Wi-Fi and just understand where that issue is coming from. Because to this day, I still have no idea what's causing it to happen. But I suppose we'll find out at some point in the future. There is something else I haven't tried just yet, actually. I'll be right back in a bit. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. In the meantime, hold on a second. In the meantime, let's just have Navi accompany you for a little bit. At least until I get one thing sorted out. There is one thing that I haven't done just yet, and I have been thinking about it. It has been on my mind ever since I got this brand new computer. So I'll be back in a bit. I'll be back.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
Okay. So I don't know if that actually worked. I actually have no idea if that worked or not. I don't think so, but I mean, I'd rather just try different methods than never at all.
I hope the weather's...
Well, then again, I don't even think that's the issue, though. Right?
I do love Spina di Rosula's logo. It was designed by my mother. Have you noticed how it's shaped like a heart?
Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
Don't personally don't. If I can, I'd rather do something at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Some methods work, others don't. I'd rather be one where it actually does work.
Welcome to Palais Mermonia.
Oh.
The weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
Okay. Yeah,
Welcome
got
to
the
Palais
adapter this
Mermonia.
time. Maybe this could work? I don't know. I don't know. If this doesn't work, then I kind of give up at this point. Well, I mean, it doesn't solve the camera issue, but what about the connectivity issue?
I hope the weather's nice like this tomorrow as well.
I'm supposed to find out later, but for now, we're just gonna have to deal with what we have here. So, in the meantime, let's go and do some dailies here and there, and then see where we go from there. Damn, it's raining.
It's raining again.
No, it's not. Until it isn't.
Hey there! Hey there!
It's raining again. Until it isn't. Not anymore, biatch. Done with that one. Man, this game looks so pretty, though. Oh, whoops. Yeah, well. We'll get there eventually.
Umbrella warfare, I guess.
Demolished. Everything's demolished. Right. What about this, though? What's this?
Solidify!
Shower me with thrift. Hey there! Haha!
The hunter.
Bang.
Hey there!
Okay. You moving? And that's all for dailies. Sweet.
Ad Astra. Thank you for
Ah, I'm sorry.
Ad Astra Abyss.
Okay, that's full. You. What do we do next? What do I do next? Nah, not today. Not today. We're not doing that today. as much as I think it would be cool to have a Xianyun, I'm gonna take a break. Honestly, I'm going to take a break from all of that. So, yeah. Let's not do that for today. Let's not summon on that banner. Let us not do that. As much as I think it would be cool, it's not recommended. No, I don't think it's recommended. How much longer is this, actually? A day and 7 hours, so tomorrow then. Well, shit. Alright, it's time. No more fooling around. Let's get to Xianyun. New character. Bam! 1,000 moonlit miles. And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more. Okay, so I'll call.
We've been to so many places lately. What do you say we take a day off from adventuring and just find somewhere nice to relax? Let Paimon think. Where are some nice places we could go? Oh, why don't we pay Cloud Retainer a visit at Mount Outsong? It's been a while since we last saw that illuminated bird. She's always the one popping up out of nowhere and scaring us half to death. So let's surprise her this time.
You can't surprise an illuminated bird. Can't surprise that bird. Let's see here. Feels like a... Who's that, though? Who the hell is that? Did not mean to do that. Oh, God. There it is. Good. There we go. There you go.
Here we are, right outside her place. Do you still remember the first time we came here? We even brought offerings and everything.
That I do remember, actually.
And when we told her that Rex Lapis had been assassinated, she immediately threatened to squash Liyue Harbor. Paimon thought she'd be impossible to get along with. But now that we've spent some more time together, she's really not like that at all.
Yeah.
We probably don't need to bring any offerings now that we've gotten to know her pretty well, right? Still, Paimon's got some snacks around here somewhere, so if she really wants something, we can just use that. Huh? Traveler, did something catch your eye?
Don't think we've ever seen her before.
Whoa, what a pretty lady. Is she also here to visit Cloud Retainer?
It seems like she could also be a powerful adeptus.
Yeah, you're right. All it takes is one look and you can tell she's someone special. As expected of that bird lady, really. She must have a whole bunch of Adepti friends from all over the country.
I actually did not notice that she has teal lipstick. Don't know if I agree with that.
Okay, but if we're both friends of Cloud Retainer, then we're basically friends by association, right? Want to go up to her and say hello?
Who knew you were such a social butterfly, Paimon?
Helping you make more connections is a part of Paimon's job as your reliable guide. Paimon's got this.
Can you let me speak for once, you dumb... Whatever, let's just go.
Hello.
What's up, Bayonetta? What's up?
Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. Paimon doesn't think we've met, but we're also friends of Cloud Retainer. May we have the pleasure of learning your name, Madam Adeptus?
You two... What is this tomfoolery? Has this shift in form so clouded your eyes that you no longer recognize one anymore?
Wait, you're...
Cloud Retainer?
Huh? You're the illuminated bird? Did that happen?
Oh, donning human form is scarcely any test of one's abilities. As for your confusion, one merely had no reason to indulge such inclinations before.
This voice. Ooh. Let me just raise the volume a little more. For myself, not for the stream.
So, you're indulging now because?
Well, one has made plans to pay a visit to some disciples at Liyue Harbor. Taking on a human form for such a trip is simply a way to make matters less conspicuous.
You? Worrying about keeping a low profile? You're the one who likes to pop up out of nowhere all over the place. In fact, Paimon can think of several examples. Like last year, when you suddenly appeared on the top of a roof without any warning. Or...
Ixnay. It feels like Cloud Retainer has her reasons, but doesn't want to discuss them too openly. Ooh, I almost forgot. Paimon brought you some gifts.
Hey, didn't we agree not to bring that up unless she asked?
Oh? So you have taken care to follow the proper rules of etiquette after all. Most commendable.
Cloud Retainer tries but fails to look indifferent as Paimon begrudgingly takes out her snacks. her snacks.
This is all Paimon's got. You don't mind, right?
One has never found one very. It is the gesture that one values above all else. So long as you've shown proper respect and consideration, the quantity or quality of the gift is but a trivial matter.
That kinda makes Paimon feel a little guilty for trying to keep them for herself. Anyway, where were we before you reminded Paimon about the gifts?
Cloud Retainer said that she's going to visit some of her disciples.
Ah, right. So by disciples, you must mean Ganyu and Shenhe. It's also been a while since we last saw them. Maybe we can come too.
One planned to extend the invitation even if you had not raised the matter yourself. Shenhe and Ganyu should be quite pleased to see you again.
Hell yeah.
However, one would first inquire as to the reason behind your visit here. You have cause to seek one's company?
No reason in particular.
Yeah, we just found ourselves missing you and wanted to see how you were doing.
Yeah.
We were hoping you'd tell us one of your stories. Who knew we'd run into your human form while we were at it?
Is that so? If there are no urgent matters at hand, then let us make haste for Liyue Harbor. Ganyu is likely still working at Yuehai Pavilion, so that shall be our first stop.
Sounds great! Then let's all go to Liyue Harbor!
Indeed, let's go. 1,000 moonlit miles.
Ganyu has been quite busy with work as of late. One can count on one talon the number of times she returns to Mount Outsong each year. Shenhe has also secured employment recently. In her correspondence with me, she wrote that she shall have no need to return for the foreseeable future. Did they think one was so easily mollified? One shall investigate everything with one's own eyes and decide for oneself if their living conditions are satisfactory.
All right, Mama is coming to town, baby. Let me check something very quickly, actually. Okay, just need to know. All right, let's get to town from here. Oh God. Oh God, is she dead?
We're almost at Way High Pavilion. Hey, do you think Ganyu will be shocked to see Cloud Retainer like this? Guess we have no idea. Wait, where did she go?
What do you mean? She's back there.
Why are you just standing there, Cloud Retainer?
Quietly now. One shall stay here. You two can go and meet with her.
But why? Isn't it better if we all go together?
If one were to proudly proclaim one's presence, Ganyu would surely profess herself otherwise unoccupied and drop everything to attend to one's visit. One fears that would only result in her staying up all night to make up for lost time. One does not wish to trouble her. Conversing vicariously via you two shall suffice. Do remember to inquire as to her recent well-being. Again, do not mention one's presence here.
No promises.
Fair enough. Makes sense. All right, then. We'll just pass on your regards and...
Cloud Retainer?
Well, too late.
Oh,
Oh. Busted.
Too late.
Is that lady someone you know, Miss Ganyu? She is indeed. I'm sorry, Huixin, but could we delay the upcoming meeting for a little bit? I believe my schedule today is quite full.
Oh, not to worry, Miss Ganyu.
Thank you, Huixin.
Yep, too late. What's up?
It's been a while, Ganyu.
Greetings. What brings you here today? And Cloud Retainer, too. It's been quite some time since I last saw you in this form.
you are quite mistaken. One is not acquainted with this Cloud Retainer of whom you speak. One is simply a mere mortal passerby.
Listen, Ganyu is scatterbrained, but not stupid. Come on.
Huh?
Seems she's not buying it.
Ganyu saw right through her.
That was but a simple test. One did not expect you to be able to recognize one so easily, especially after so many years of only seeing one's other form.
Ganyu looks totally bewildered. She's thinking, why wouldn't I recognize you? I used to see you every day. She might be scatterbrained, but she's not stupid.
But recognizing you is, my responsibility as your disciple.
An apt observation. One was simply passing by while attending to some important business. One thought it would only be fitting to pay you a visit while in the area.
Wait, Paimon wasn't aware of any important...
Hey. Like, shut up!
Cloud Retainer's right! We've still got something super important to do, so we can't stay here for too long today.
Oh, is that so?
One simply desired to see you and had no intention of interrupting your work. A quick conversation should suffice for today. A more involved reunion should wait until you find yourself less occupied.
I understand.
While one acknowledges the amount of work that you have to deal with every day, one must also remind you to rest. Though Adepti blood flows through your veins, excessive exhaustion will still cause grave harm to your body. It still makes one nostalgic to see you as you are now, respected and independent. When you were young, you oft begged one to cuddle you to sleep when you suffered from nightmares.
Cloud Retainer! Stop!
Damn, embarrassing stories. Yay.
If you insist. We are running short on time regardless, so one will refrain from going into each and every story. Why don't you continue your conversation? One shall simply stand by and listen.
You discussed some of your recent adventures with Ganyu.
Wow, you've been to so many new places since the last time we spoke. If you ever need anything, please just come find me at Yuehai Pavilion. Also, forgive me for my presumptuousness, Cloud Retainer, but if you put a human name?
Yeah, you would think.
A human name? Huh. You raise a valid point. Considering the sheer extent of one's renown, Cloud Retainer is surely too recognizable as a name.
You really think so? Not that you're not famous or anything, but that famous?
You're not helping.
You presume to know the extent of one's illustrious achievements. One would hardly think such a thing to be possible. Nevertheless, Ganyu's advice cannot be ignored. From this point on, when in public occasions, be sure to refer to one as Xianyun.
Xianyun.
Xianyun?
Ah, I assume that's a reference to the full record of Pristine Pavilion. An adeptus of years past would rise with the clouds and rest with the moon. They were enlightened and wise, free and unfettered. The writer referenced Master's name to describe her carefree and spontaneous nature.
Oh, that sounds super cool! Paimon feels like only the most powerful of Adepti could rise with the clouds and rest with the moon.
Actually, those lines were originally written to describe Cloud Retainer herself.
Huh? Wait, so you're really that powerful?
Why are you surprised?
And what of it? Did you truly take one to be nothing more than a bird of bigger than average size?
Just bird. You're just bird. You overgrown
Not
chicken.
Exactly.
That's totally what Paimon had in mind. She thought she was just an overgrown... Well, Paimon thought it was just a overgrown chicken.
To be fair, Cloud Retainer rarely speaks of her past accomplishments. The tales of her past can only be found in ancient texts. It is said that once, a long, long time ago, there was a severe drought in Liyue. Left with no choice, many people left their homes, while others spent day and night praying to the Adepti. Although I did not live through such tragedy, simply reading about it is enough to gain a visceral understanding of all the pain and desperation during that time. On top of the drought, a noxious gas also began to spread through the land. If not for Cloud Retainer's efforts, much of Liyue would be nothing more than a barren wasteland today. The books had this to say about what happened. Upon arrival, the Adeptus borrowed the wind to retain the clouds. Immediately, the clouds gathered together, and abundant rain burst forth from the heavens. Drought and plague were both driven away, and the people were saved.
Wow. That's incredible!
Modern records add embellishments to dramatize past events. One did merely with one ought, and even if one had not interceded, the other Adepti would surely have stepped in to help.
Even so, you stopped an entire drought! Can you really control the weather like the book said? Oh, Paimon suddenly has a lot. Paimon's bad for calling you Illuminated Bird before. You're not too mad, are you?
Do not worry, Paimon. One is not simply mad. One is a fucking mad. There's a difference. There's an absolute difference there, folks.
How laughable. A name is but a simple label we carry with us on our journey through the world. Why would one be offended by such a trivial matter?
That's a relief. In that case, Paimon will continue to call you whatever feels right in the moment.
Just don't call her overgrown chicken.
Well, that is quite enough ancient history for now. Ganyu, have you had word from Shenhe? One has heard that she procured a job recently. Have you any thoughts on her workplace? And what, pray tell, of her monthly remuneration?
Damn, she wants to know everything. Give me the deets, lady. Come on, details.
Moreover, does she find herself overly inundated with work? Is she allowed time off during Lantern Rite?
Damn, she wants to know everything. She's invading everyone's privacy, damn it.
That is a lot of questions.
What's her name? What's her number? What's her sign? And more importantly, is she ready to give grandchildren? You may think I'm joking, but I'm not exactly that far off. You think I may be joking, but be surprised.
There is no cause for concern, Cloud Retainer. I introduced Shenhe to her employer personally. Wanmin Restaurant's business has been booming recently. So, with Chef Mao being swamped with customers, and Shangling still off and out in search of new recipes, I introduced Shenhe to staff the restaurant.
Oh, so she works the kitchen. Oh, I don't know about that. Oh, no.
I see. Most excellent
no.
indeed. One has had the pleasure of being introduced to that family. Shangling is kind and astute, while her father is loyal and reliable. One has no cause to believe that they will make Shenhe's work difficult.
Considering what Shenhe is capable of doing, I'm not sure if this is for any cause of concern. Considering that Shenhe's taste in food ain't exactly the best. How's it going, Snowy? How you doing?
Now, it is almost time to partake
Hey there,
in the
Orf.
Vittles
How's
of
it going?
Noon.
Yeah,
One
welcome
shall
back.
visit
Welcome
Wanmin
back.
Restaurant in person and see how Shenhe is doing.
Huh? But didn't you just say that you had something important to do?
Can that wait until after we've eaten?
You may return to your work, Ganyu. One
Yeah,
shall
can't
see to this
do
matter
any
on
important
one's
business
own.
on an
There will
empty
be
stomach.
many an occasion to dine together in the future. One is certain the opportunity shall present itself most readily.
Of course, Cloud Retainer. Please take care. Traveler, Paimon, I'll see you some other time.
Having something is better than nothing. Take it from take it from someone who's grinded for nothing but those goblets for Raiden. Trust me when I say, you get used to it. Sometimes something is better than nothing.
See you around, Ganyu!
Here, let me hold on.
Paimon was pretty quick on the... Paimon realized that you were just looking to cut the conversation short and not take too much of Ganyu's time. Is Paimon right?
No, in fact, it was not an excuse. One is indeed visiting Liyue Harbor for an important purpose.
Wait, for real?
For real?
The moment is not yet upon us. Still, the truth will be revealed to you in time.
Joyous. Everything will be revealed when
She
the
really seems to
when
be
the
playing
writer
up the whole
dictates us ready.
mysterious Adeptus thing right now. Is it because we just heard that cool story about her powers?
All right, so let me show you what I mean regarding like artifacts for Raiden, because trust me when I say I really tried to get good artifacts for her, but for some godforsaken reason it just wasn't working out all that well. I think it was this one. HP 18% and then for crit damage is 14. It's like, it's not the greatest, but all things considered, it's the best one I have. And it has driven me to insanity just trying to get better artifacts for Raiden. It's just so depressing. Now granted, this is the best one I have, but considering the other stats of defense, it's not really great. It's not all that really. This one's also pretty good though. This one is arguably the best one I've ever had. Yeah, Noble's Pledging Vessel. 3.5% crit rate and then 27.2% crit damage. It's actually pretty good. Actually goated. It's actually goated. This was decent as well. This was pretty decent. 20.2% crit damage and then 6.2% crit rate. It's pretty good. It's good. That one is bad, and this one, I know it could be better, but honestly, this is goated, and Kaching is the one that has it. I really should give that to Raiden at some point, but I keep forgetting to do that. I want that one. Casually pulls out goblins I've been farming for a year. Shoot for 3 years. Listen, I've been doing this for since the game came out. It's artifact farming is hell back then. It's hell today. I mean, granted, there is a little bit of ease to do it nowadays because you do have that mystic offering. You have the artifact strong box here, and they're still adding more artifacts here and there, but the road to getting there is, it's just been hell. Like, if you think it's hard now, we didn't even, back then, we didn't even have the artifact strongbox at all. We did not have this. We had none of this. So getting artifacts back then was not any better. Anyway, here's Shenhe.
You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, how can I not? Not even fine food is enough to distract from the presence of a fine lady, eh?
They're not wrong, honestly.
Oh, I'm far more interested in getting her details than ordering any dishes. Hey, how about you ask her?
Back off! She's ours!
You do it.
No. I think you should. Wait, she's coming.
No!
What can I get for you today?
Greetings, miss. I was just wondering if you'd be willing to...
What would you like to order?
I said, what would you like to order?
2 servings of more meat to go. Good chat. Bye.
Like, what would you like to order? Like, you better order something, or I will throw a rock at you, and not just any rock. I'll throw an
Welcome.
entire mountain at
It's
you if
been
I
a
have
while.
to.
May I take your order?
Don't welcome us as guests and greet us as old friends in the same lounge.
Oh, and this is?
This is Miss Xianyun.
Master?
Damn, recognized already.
One does not recall ever revealing this form to you before. How were you able to ascertain one's true identity with such ease?
Plot twist, she didn't. She just made an educated guess because she recognized the top of her head. Like,
I've trained and lived with Master for more than 10 years. I would recognize you no matter what form you take.
okay, fair enough.
You...
Aww. Don't make her blush.
Is something the matter, Master?
She's getting very sentimental.
Hardly. One simply learned of your employment from your letter and came to check on your well-being.
And check out the great food, too.
Indeed. It's almost lunchtime. My apologies. I'm still on the clock and can't talk for very long.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler in Paimon, are you here for Shenhe?
Sure.
The lunch rush isn't in yet, Shenhe. So I've got things covered for now. Go ahead, sit down and enjoy some time with your friends. I'll let you know if things pick up.
Thank you, Chef Mao.
All right, so we get to talk to Shenhe for as long as we want. Let's just sit and chat. This.
It is just as one expected. The owner of Wanmin Restaurant is indeed a most reasonable and accommodating human.
Very much.
Still, the work here entails dealing with quite a varied group of people. Has this been difficult for you, Shenhe?
It's been manageable so far. I sometimes run into strange people, but I have figured out a way to deal with them.
Seems like you've been making progress.
Yeah.
So by dealing with them, you mean...
You didn't kill them, right? You didn't serve them on a platter, a silver platter even? Teresa, how's it going? How's it
First,
going?
I try to talk sense into them. If that doesn't work, I threaten them with violence. At this point, they usually decide they are in favor of a civil conversation.
If that doesn't work, I threaten them with violence. Well, okay, she's very blunt about it. All right.
Oh, how should Paimon put this?
Sounds reasonable enough.
Oh, a sensible plan. One is gladdened to see you integrate
Oh,
so
God.
well into human society.
And you, Master? How have you been?
Simply marvelous. Though
Marvelous.
Mount Outsong has scarcely enjoyed your presence recently, one has hardly found the pleasure of one's own company.
Words won't work, then Fist the Fury will work. What she means to say is she actually misses the two of you a lot.
I have missed Master quite a bit too. Even though work has been busy lately, I've already had a conversation with Chef Mao about taking some time off soon to visit Master.
Ah, just in time for Lantern Rite, right? Who's your favorite character in game?
You did?
It's a tough choice. I will admit that. 'Cause I've been
There's
playing this
hardly
game
a
for
need to
3
keep one in
years,
suspense.
and in the time that I have played this game, it's really hard trying to come up with a favorite character. Because in the beginning, it was Beto. Well, no. The very beginning, it was Lisa. Then I shifted over to Beto, and then shifted over to, let's see, to Eula, and then there's definitely some other characters that we came across in the future after that, such as Shenhe, but it's more for visuals than it is for story. Whereas for Eula, it was more for gameplay, story, visuals, stuff like that. And then Nahida came around, and I really dug her story, visuals, stuff like that. Like a lot of the similar reasons that I had with Eula. And then Navia came around, and I'm like, well, not Navia specifically, but Fontaine in general, because the characters in Fontaine were fantastic. They're all pretty good in terms of story. Not so much for game. I don't know about gameplay because I haven't played a lot of them as much. And then Yoimiya is a really good one as well. I really love her. I really love her a lot. In Fontaine, Navia. It's Navia. Yeah, I do think it's Navia. Because mainly from a story perspective. Gameplay-wise, she's really good. But I pulled for her just for story reasons. Alone.
Whoa. Her mood shot up just like that.
By the way, Master, since you are
But yeah,
in Liyue
there's
Harbor,
quite a few.
have you had the chance to visit Ganyu?
There's quite a couple characters here and there that have come out that I don't know if I would say they're my favorite. Because it's really hard to say, okay, this is my top 1 character, but there are other characters over here that I really like just as much. You know what I mean? So it's really hard to come up with a favorite. A definitive
Indeed.
favorite.
She is similarly preoccupied with her work. There was time only to exchange a few simple
It's not a bad
messages.
choice. I do get why. Same thing with Farina. I do like her a lot,
told
too.
us the story of Cloud Retainer's name. It was amazing. We never knew how powerful
Mine was
she
Raiden, then
before.
Nahida. Yeah, Raiden as well is also a pretty good one. In terms of gameplay, she's my favorite. Story-wise, it wasn't until the last few chapters of Inazuma mixed with her story quest that I managed to appreciate her more compared to her depiction in the earlier chapters.
I see. In that case, allow me to also share a story about Master's past.
Oh boy.
Oh?
Is that a problem, Master? I believe this to be a good topic of conversation.
No, not a problem. One was simply caught off guard. But no matter. Please, proceed. One is most curious to see how much of one's own conversational prowess you possess.
Oh boy. I played for a year and I'm in Inazuma. Hey, you know what? Enjoy what you can. Here's the thing. Personally speaking, I'm only speaking for myself, without spoiling too much on what Inazuma constitutes in terms of story. It's actually even talking about it might serve as a spoiler. So I don't want to have myself influence your opinion on Inazuma or anything like that. So I'll take a thought. I'm just gonna shut up. All right, I'm just gonna shut up. just enjoy what you can. Is all I'm gonna say.
Master once participated in a race against Mooncarver.
Inazuma
After
was my favorite
Mooncarver
area.
lost, he insisted that Master's ability to fly gave her a natural
Oh, you know what?
edge
You know
in
what?
such a
I know.
contest.
Okay, you know what? Now I know what to say, because without spoiling anything, because this is not a part of the main storyline, but it is relevant to Inazuma. In terms of World Quest specifically, not the Archon Quest, I don't think I've ever seen World Quest as heavily involved, as heavily influenced by a main character in, not just in Genshin in general, but in most gacha games that I've personally played. So, in terms of World Quest, they're the best. Even compared to Sumeru and Fontaine, Inazuma does their World Quest the best. That's the best thing I can say regarding Inazuma.
In response, Master agreed to forego flying in return for being able to use one of her devices in the race. Mooncarver accepted, only to find Master with a brand new device on the day of the contest.
She cheated!
Huh. What kind of device was it?
A vehicle. A hot rod. A friggin' Conan Sieg.
It was a mechanical vehicle made out of iron. What was it called again? Oh, an electro-powered bicycle?
Oh, you refer to the bicyclical Thunder Flashmobile.
Thunder
One
Flash.
spent 49 days conceptualizing and crafting it. It need only be infused with adeptal energy, and it can cover thousands of miles in one day.
Damn, so Xianyun is a biker? No way. No friggin' way. Now I can only imagine what she looks like in a leather outfit. Oh god. Ooh. Ooh. Oh damn. Yeah, I'm only imagining it, and I'm like, you know what? Just because of that, I might end up pulling for her. I'm kidding, okay? Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves.
Though it boggles the mind why Mooncarver ever supposed he might best me in a contest of locomotion. Though he sprinted with all his might, he could barely keep up. Alas, the one flaw of my mechanism lay in its weakness against mountainous terrain. One was thwarted mere seconds from victory, when it was thrown off course and failed to make it across the final fortunate turn of events. Anyway, do go on, Shenhe.
I just pulled for Nahida a couple minutes ago. I'm getting my pity to go up. Ooh. Well, good luck, man. Good luck. Is there anything else? Is there any other character that you're looking forward to regarding, like, who you want to pull for, Teresa?
Master, that was the end of that story.
Is that so? Huh. With you gone, one has seldom felt the desire to call upon those old fossils for another contest. What is a race without spectators, after all?
Shut up, you're old too, you hag. Okay, that might be a little mean.
Have you been lonely, Master?
Lonely? Huh. At one's age, entire human generations come and go in the blink of an eye. Even one's
Maybe
own
Xianyun.
self-directed musings can span several days and nights.
Yeah, I can see why. Yeah.
'Tis a most foreign sentiment. The mere mention of it is preposterous.
Yeah. I believe it.
What is the reason for that look upon your face?
It's nothing. It's just... Well, Paimon gained a lot of respect for you after listening to that story of you summoning the rain and everything. But all it took was a few words out of your mouth and it's like you're back to being that illuminated bird again. Paimon's just a little bit confused. Which one of the two is the real cloud retainer?
I regret pulling for Nahida. If you have the right characters, she's very good. I never use her. Bruh. Bruh.
To me, they are both, Master.
I mean, if you have
One
Raiden,
is the master that's
if you have
widely
Raiden
revered by the
and
people,
Nahida
while
together,
the
they're
other
very
is the
good.
master that I respect and adore.
That plus combined it with a very effective Hydro user, they go hand in hand. Trust me.
One of praise and flattery of a most extravagant nature. You
I've done
chose
Sniper
to insult
Hida.
one with
Sniper
your
Hida.
words, yet you refuse to grace Mount Outsong with your presence for any extended period of time. This is not to say that your words paint an inaccurate picture. One has always lived by a single ideal. Eschew all action and abide by no rule. One does as one pleases and speaks as one pleases. Others may critique or praise as they see fit, yet one places little weight in such judgments.
I don't know why, but it almost sounds like she was gonna break into song. Like she was just gonna start rapping right then and there. One has always lived by a single ideal. Eschew all action and abide by no rule. One does as one pleases and speaks as one pleases. Others may critique or praise as they see fit. Yet one places little weight in such judgments. It almost sounds. It really does sound like she's about to.
She got like, what, 2 sentences of flattery from her disciple? And it's as if her ego is about to burst.
Seriously, though. That's where you use Raiden skill, then the Nahida skill, and one-shot mobs. Oh. I have level 60 Neverlet. That's like Dr. Seuss. It kind of does.
Do you have any empty tables?
She's spitting.
Hey there, could we get another fish stew?
Yep, the time has come.
I'm hearing more guests come in. I should get back to work.
All right, good luck with the lunchtime rush, Shenhe.
Mm-hmm. I'll try my best.
A salute to all food workers, for all food service workers. Seriously, they have no. They know how hard of a job they had got. Is the food to your taste, Cloud Retainer?
One is fond of all kinds of delicacies and delights in a multitude of flavors. The dishes here demonstrate no shortage of culinary skill. Their unique flavor profile has left one more than satisfied. In fact, one has been struck by quite the fit of inspiration. One has already begun to conceptualize the next generation.
Someone's like, oh my god, it's delicious! The food in
machines.
question. The food in question. Look at that! Oh god. It's so low res.
Everything's so tasty. A bit too hot at times, but still super tasty.
Looks like Ryan's cooking.
I'm sorry, miss, but our tables are full.
Damn.
Shall we try somewhere else, Granny?
But it smells so delightful. Can we really not eat here? My poor legs can't go on for much longer.
Well, you could always check with some of the other guests and see if anyone's happy to share a table.
Okay, I'll ask around.
No. The answer's no. The girl looks like
Excuse
Venti.
Would you mind letting us share a table with you? There are no empty tables left, so... Ah, well, Paimon doesn't mind. What about you guys?
Sure, why not? As long as you don't mind our chatter.
Great! Thanks so much. My name is Xianyun, and this is my granny, Yuendai. Granny? Yep. Is there something wrong with that?
Granny.
No, Paimon's just a bit surprised. She looks so young.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, a lot of people compliment Granny on her youthful looks, but she's actually much older than she appears. Granny, why don't you take a seat? Come on, it's not polite to stare.
Huh. Have we met before?
No.
Tis a fated meeting, then. Please,
I usually
take
mean
a seat.
too.
What would you like to eat, Granny? I can order for you.
I want braised earthworms. They always pop up out of the ground after a rainstorm.
Nah, she's a bird too. There's no way.
No, not this again. Granny, there's no braised
Nah,
earthworms
she's a
in the
bird too.
menu.
I just know it.
Braised earthworms? Well, that sounds weird. Do people actually eat that?
Can't hurt to ask.
Right, that's what Paimon was thinking too.
That's weird. Yeah, definitely. What the hell?
Need any help? Help? Oh, do you mean with Granny? Thanks, that's nice of you to offer. Granny has pretty bad dementia, so her memory's getting worse all the time. She's always saying things that sound kinda confusing. Actually, her memory's been bad ever since I was little. But it's gotten so bad lately that I even have to remind her who I am every morning.
And your parents?
They died young. It's just me and Granny now.
Damn.
Oh, but it's okay. Don't feel bad. Granny loves me a lot, and I love her a lot too. Sure, it's hard at times, but you just gotta make the best of the life you've got. Wow, you're really tough for your age, kid. You're too
The kid has a name.
And me? Oh, what about me?
You're tough too, Granny.
Gotta go,
Plus,
She-Mens.
you're
I'll
really
watch
gentle.
Have a good one.
And
All right,
you're
then.
always
Thank
here
you,
for
thank
me.
you very much for tuning in, Teresa. Nice to meet you.
Yes, and it's hardly as if I forget everything. I still remember the important things.
Such as?
Wait, what was that really important thing again? Ah, I remember now. It was a
Yeah, see you
dream.
soon.
I had a dream where everything was dark. Someone was standing in front of me, and that once I'd found her, I would be free.
There's gotta be some relevance behind the hair clip she has.
Huh? That sounds super important. But how come you've never told me about it before?
Because the writers dictate it to be.
It was just a dream, so I forgot about it. But I'm in a good mood now, and somehow I remembered it again. Ah, you know, I believe I've had this dream a great many times. But just how many times have I had it? Now that I do not remember.
Wait, so you have a reoccurring dream where someone's talking to you? That sounds spooky. Does that mean you're possessed?
Damn, you came to that conclusion?
Unlikely. Her eyes are clear and her breathing remains calm and level. One sees no signs of possession.
Are you sure?
Who do you take me for? Is one not an adept?
I almost forgot you're the expert. In that case, do you still remember what the person in your dreams looked like, Granny?
She looks like a bird.
Not anymore. Although, I have a sense that she looked rather like me. But not as I am now. My younger self.
A younger version of Granny? This is just getting weirder and weirder. What is going on here?
As one said, fate must have brought us together. You may leave this situation to me.
Are you sure? So, what are your names? Paimon's Paimon.
My name's Bob Delphine.
Just Xianyun is fine.
Thank you all so much for offering to help. But first, I'm sorry for asking, but, how do you want us to pay you back? Oh, we don't need any payment for this.
We don't need no money. But, it would be nice if you were to, bought a couple, primos here and there. That would be nice.
Thank you so much. You're welcome. But Miss Xianyun, what exactly can we do to help out this granny? All we have to go off is that dream.
That is elementary. Since her dreams portray
All right,
her
Sherlock.
younger self, then
Explain.
we shall retrace the steps of her youth. What turn?
Sounds like a plan. So, Granny, do you remember which places you went to when you were young?
Why, of course I do. The heavens above, the earth below, the wispy clouds, and the emerald mountain streams.
Okay, taking that as a no.
Well, that's, one too many places, Granny.
I might have an idea. Once, when I was really little, my dad told me that Granny used to be a martial artist heroine who saved loads of people from a disaster. If it's true, then maybe they wrote about it in the history books or something. A martial arts heroine? Oh, Shinto knows tons about Liyue's chivalric traditions. If anyone knows about the heroes of the past, it's him.
Yeah.
Let's go find him at the Feiyun Commerce Guild.
Are you
To the
leaving
bookworm.
already?
To the bookworm.
But I'm...
Like we're gonna
I'll go
eat it.
order some food, Granny. If there's nothing on the menu you especially want, I'll just get a few different things.
It seems we must part ways for now. The Traveler and Paimon are bound for the Feiyun Commerce Guild, while Yuendai and Shuyu shall remain here and partake of their lunch. As for myself, I have matters to discuss with Streetward Rambler.
Streetward Rambler? Oh, you mean Madam Ping!
Yep.
Precisely. Let us meet at...
Right? One day.
Always wanted to try.
Oh god, I'm stuck. Well, actually, hang on a sec. No, never mind. Oh god. Alright, so we gotta go talk to Ching Cho, so let's go and do that. And he's right there. Hello!
Huh. It's you two. What brings you here?
We need your help, nerd.
Shincho! Great, we found you! We wanted to ask you about something.
You explain the situation to Xing Cho.
That's not a whole lot of information to go off of. I don't know if I can say for sure.
Well, anything is helpful and appreciated.
I can't pinpoint her identity from your description alone. But considering her age, I am reminded of a nameless heroine who's been featured in various chivalric novels.
Nameless heroine?
That's right. The novels often speak of a great drought from 50 years ago. As the people suffered, a nameless heroine appeared and began to clear away evil spirits in bandit camps. The people idolized her, but never learned her name. All they knew was that she always acted alone. Later, though, she supposedly fell in love with a similarly noble-minded exorcist from Mount Tianheng. They were well matched in more ways than one, often fighting together as a fearsome duo of otherworldly strength. After the drought ended, the heroine and the exorcist left the public eye and began living a reclusive life in the mountains. All that remained were tales of her incredible accomplishments. The way this nameless heroine faded from fame
Teresa,
into
welcome back.
obscurity later in life is not too dissimilar from Miss Yuendai.
Thanks a lot, Xingqiu.
You and I.
Be worth talking to you.
It's nothing at all. Just something I came across while reading. I did do a bit of extra research on her story, but it was just out of personal curiosity.
Well, Paimon still thinks that's super cool. Oh, wait, Xingqiu, if you've read up on her, do you know of any places often associated with her?
Let me think. In the
Yeah,
novels,
Xingqiu, right?
places,
4-star
Wangshu
characters to start
Inn,
off. Yeah.
the area just north of Xianyun Karst, and Xianyun Peak. Perhaps the real-life heroine who inspired the character was also often seen near those three places. That would explain why those locations appear in the various novels written about her.
You were a huge help.
You're welcome. To be honest, I found some parts of the story confusing when I first came across it. Inspiration for the character. She may just be able to help me put the pieces together. It's rare for a chivalric hero to fade into obscurity during their lifetime, even after retiring from the public eye. But no one ever saw or heard from the nameless heroine again. There were even rumors that she became extremely ill. I've never understood why someone would go to such lengths to erase themselves from public memory. It's almost as if she was trying to hide from something. There's probably far more to the story than what's been written.
Yeah.
We'll be sure to tell you if we manage to uncover the truth.
That's a deal. Perhaps, behind the truth of it all, there lies a story more fantastical than any work of fiction.
Paimon feels like we just learned so much from Xingqiu. A drought, a nameless heroine, a life of seclusion. Wait, why does the story sound super familiar? Oh, right! There's a drought in this story, too! Xingqiu, are droughts super common in Liyue or something?
Well, they used to be. But people have long since developed methods to prevent them, like by cultivating the soil or digging canals. So while droughts do happen from time to time, they are rarely regarded as true disasters. The drought 50 years ago is probably one of the worst we've had in the last several centuries.
This is my second time being on a live stream. Oh, is that right? Cool.
The crops withered, the streams ran dry, and the monsters in the mountains became rabid and agitated. Countless caravans were attacked, and people who lost their homes came together to form bandit groups. What started as a natural disaster soon became a human tragedy as well.
Damn.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, and that's exactly why the nameless heroine was so beloved. She must have been someone of true integrity, to do so much for the people while asking nothing in return. Still, as terrible as that drought was, it was nothing compared to the truly calamitous disasters that befell this land in ancient times. They say that back in those days, disasters were both more severe and more common. Only the strongest of Adepti could hope to dispel the ruin and devastation. Do you have any other questions?
We're good for now. We're just going to head back and meet up with Miss Xianyun and the others again.
Yeah, first I was watching someone draw an animation of Hida. Oh, no way. That sounds cool.
Paimon hopes that Granny Yuendai will be able to remember more of her past. She used to be a great hero.
Was it also on
who saved
YouTube
many
or was it on
people.
Twitch?
So sad that she can't recall any of it. Anyway, we'll be off now. See you some other time, Xingqiu. Thank you so much for your help.
It's no problem at all. Safe travels.
All right. That. We could definitely do that. Or... You know what? I'm curious about something. Before we move on with the story, I do want to do something here. One moment. Yeah, so YouTube. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. Because usually whenever I hear about art streams, I usually somehow my mind defaulted to Twitter. Sorry, not Twitter. To Twitch. That's why I was asking. Like usually they're very commonplace over there. I think it was Cam 11 or something. Okay. There's something I'm very curious about. Because usually I would do this for a bunch of characters. So I figured, you know what? Now would probably be a good enough opportunity to check out Xianyun. Never actually played her. I did see some previews here and there. I even did a video on reacting to Xianyun, and I do remember saying that she looks cool. She's very flashy, but I don't know if it's a character that I want to pull. In fact, if I remember correctly, I stated that I'm trying to recover from pulling it for Navia and Farina. They were like my experience in trying to do pulls for those two were so disheartening. I did get them eventually, but they were so disheartening that I'm thinking about getting a break from pulling. So it's like, do I really want to pull for Xianyun? I don't know. Are you doing pulls? That's what I'm thinking. Maybe this might be maybe her her preview might convince me to do some pulls. I'm still thinking about it though. A charge attack.
Skyward!
Oh my god. Ooh. Yeah, very flashy character. I will say, definitely exactly what I thought. Cool so far. Ooh, and we also got gaming in here as well. I know it's Gaming, but still, come on. With a name like that, come on now. With a name like that, there's no way. Oh, that is... Whoa, 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 wait a minute. With a BP weapon? Nah, I don't know about that.
Alley-oop. Sorry, pal.
Yeah, both Xianyun and Gaming are very flashy. They're very flashy characters. Look at that. Name another character that is able to do that. I won't be doing any pulls myself. You know how much I spent, but I really want this game to get better, and I am joining the boycott movement with CM. I do get why. I really do get why. And it's actually something that I haven't mentioned in my reaction video from earlier, and it's that whole boycott movement. I do get why. I definitely do get. I've never seen that happen before. Because here's the thing. Genshin really does... Well, Genshin players specifically, considering that it's been... Yeah, I'm not going to tell other people to join. You don't... you do you. I just personally won't. I do get why. Yeah, I probably do get it. And to be quite honest with you, I'm almost with it. I am with the side of players because here's the thing. I've been playing this game for 3 years. For 3 years. And we're about to, and this year is going to be the 4th one. And here I am thinking, I don't know. I really don't think that the rewards that we're being given for Lantern Rite, much less the anniversary, is commensurate enough to keep playing this game. It's like this. It's like 3 years. And the fact that the rewards for anniversary events or Lantern Rite events haven't changed that much in the past 3 years. Okay, 1 year, sure, I can forgive it. It is a brand new game. 2nd year, okay, I guess like it's fine. Third year, okay. Now you're just considering how successful Genshin is. Now you just that it's just I don't know, like it something smells. Is what I will say. Have you got new waypoints? Well, I'll say this. I am trying to explore the new area over here, and that's all I've done, honestly. I only wanted to check out this place, but then I got teleported to a different area. So slow and steady, I suppose. So, in my personal opinion, it's that I do understand why people are so mad. Why people are mad at Hoyoverse for not giving enough rewards for players, especially for those who have supported this game for 3 years, myself included. But at the same time, you have to understand. It's not about the rewards, in my opinion. Hold on a second. There was a video that well, not necessarily a video, but a content creator's opinion that I came across that while not Genshin related, it is relevant to it is certainly relevant to what the hell am I looking at here? One moment. I know I have this saved somewhere. I just need to find out exactly where that is, where that thing is. Because I know I have it saved somewhere. God, the light. Okay, never mind. I lost it. Great. Great, I lost that. Yeah, there was a video I saw a while back that, it's just the fact that content creators have asked for years for things just to be ignored, like artifact slots and endgame. That is true, but you also have to understand as well. I also did make a video on that, just regarding the anniversary. Well, not the anniversary controversy, but it's more like made a video on the end game controversy specifically, because on the one hand, I do get where they're coming from, because it's been 3 years, and aside from the Abyss, there's not that many places where we could go and show off our characters, whether it's for free-to-play purposes, just showing off like what one could do when we have built characters like these, or C6R5 characters that we've invested money into, and we want to have an outlet where we can show that shit off that isn't the Abyss. And it is very annoying. It's very annoying that there's no outlet like that in Genshin. And yes, there are like the Labyrinth Warriors event, and then the various combat related events that we've had in Inazuma and recently in Fontaine. But at the same time, I don't think that's what the developers want. I don't even think that's the kind of vision that the game developers want for Genshin. It just so happens that the fixation of whether it's about meta or if it's trying to show off a combat related gameplay is just on the hands of the user. I feel like they should be weighing the people who support the game way more than the average player. I don't need Hoyo to give me anything I can buy with whatever I want. That is also true. It is an interesting conversation to delve into regarding what should Hoyoverse focus on, because there is the hardcore audience where they want to it isn't just about meta players. It's not just about the hardcore players. It's also about it's all about offering more options to what the players should receive. Is it now? Will the casual audience feed upon it? No, not really. They probably wouldn't. In fact, do you even see how many people even participate in the Abyss to begin with? Here, I'll even show you a video that I made a while back that does a reference. Oh, here, let me give you a video here. Just give me 1 minute. I know it's around here somewhere. I just don't remember how far back it was because it was a while ago. Yeah, this was uploaded back in October 28th, 2022. And there's a specific statistic that I want to show you guys. Now, granted, I don't think it's as relevant compared to what we do, what it is nowadays. Compared to nowadays, it's not that relevant. In fact, hold on a second. Here, let me show you. Ooh. Yeah, in fact, let me show you exactly what I'm speaking about. So here, let me go ahead and okay. Should be around this area here. Well, actually, I should probably lower the volume here, actually. Just temporarily. Just temporarily. Because there was an article that came out regarding endgame content around that time. So let me go pull this up right here. Go. The ones that want endgame content in the first place are major content creators and hardcore players. Move on to how it would feel losing out on arguably one of the best limited event stories in Genshin. Hell, I can't even tell you how anxious I get when leveling up artifacts, not knowing if they'll turn out great or absolute trash. I'm that guy who saves up a lot of primo gems as a BP Welkin player for months on end, and still wondering if I have enough wishes to get the characters and weapons that I want. In the first place are major content creators and hardcore players. Do you know who wouldn't care all that much about endgame? Hoyoverse's biggest player base. It's the casual audience. From a business point of view, it doesn't make sense to create content for a fraction of a percentage of a player base when it's far more worthwhile creating content that a majority would enjoy. I'm not saying that everyone asked for a permanent trading card game mode, but what I am saying is that it makes sense from a business perspective to create content that a majority would enjoy. But why is the casual market so important compared to someone who invested thousands of dollars or a content creator with a massive platform? Well, just because the voice is louder than most, it doesn't mean it holds that much weight compared to the masses. Even if one of the biggest Genshin YouTubers were to create a poll based on Spiral Abyss engagement, we're still looking at a fraction of a fraction based on how many players are actively playing in a given month. That's not a number to scoff at. Now, granted, this is a number that has since been irrelevant at that point. But you have to understand, though, that's still a big-ass player base over the past 30 friggin' days at the time. And when you consider that there's still players that are actively playing this game, and when you consider the amount of revenue that Genshin has generated, whether it's from whales or from the casual audience, why the hell would Hoyoverse, or much less the Genshin developers, listen to the hardcore audience when the majority of players, the people who actually do play the game, the people who would casually look into what Genshin is all about, would even when they could just listen to the casual audience? And you also have to understand as well. This is a mobile game first and foremost. It's not a PC game first. It's not a PS5 game first. It's not a PlayStation game first. It's a mobile first game. So from a business perspective, you have to develop a game that would be appealing to the casual audience while generating as much formula up and running when it first came out back in 2020. The fact that it also released around the time when COVID hit at its peak, there's a reason why it became as popular as it did. There's a good reason why. Just look at how much CC spends on wishing content versus the average player. They're the ones who market it and spend money. Yes, and here's the thing: I do also agree that that this game can be awesome. It can be better than what we have right now. But here's the thing, though: I don't think this is what the. But here's the thing: they can do this, but will they do it? Because it isn't necessarily the player's game, it's the developer's game. And to be honest with you, if you do the boycott, I do understand why. It's not like I'm stupid. I know why. I know why people are doing it, and I do wholeheartedly understand it as well. And to be fair, regarding look at how much a CC spend on wishing content. That's on the CCs, not that's on the content creators, bro. Because here's the thing: they could have just said. Because here's the thing: if they really didn't want it to support the game as much as they did, they should have just stopped making content. Period. That's basically the best way to hurt them. Giving them more exposure, whether for positive reasons or negative reasons, it's still giving marketing, free marketing for Genshin, regardless of how you put it. I feel like the people who spend the most are the people who should be listened to. I want to know what the average player spends. Definitely not as much compared to CCs. I will give you that. I don't think there's even a reliable statistic out there to analyze and understand where most of the money is coming from, whether it's from CCs or the average player. But I think it's safe to say that I think it's safe to say that the average player can't even come close. If we were to pull together 10,000 people and 9,000 seas and whales, something tells me I do have a feeling that the average player, if you were to combine how much they spent and multiply it by 5, it would still pale in comparison compared to how much the average content creator or average whale would regularly spend. That is a scary thought if you really think about it. And you know something though, as I said before, the content creators and the whales would definitely would this whole thing probably would have. But let's also look at the hardcore gamer, okay? I consider myself to be hardcore. And to be fair, I also consider myself a hardcore as well. I mean, hardcore in the sense that I regularly play the game daily at this point. Now, granted, there are a couple times here and there that I have stopped playing, but only because either like I just gave myself a little break. I was on vacation, so I wasn't able to play the game as much. But for the most part, I do consider myself hardcore. I don't spend as much as a whale, but I do consider. But here's the thing, though. What would constitute a hardcore gamer, though? A hardcore Genshin player? Is it the amount of money or the amount of time spent on said game? Because I could easily call myself a hardcore player, and even though I haven't spent as much money compared to the average whale, I have spent a lot of time just doing as much in the game as possible, whether it's in the form of participating in events, doing dailies, this and that, yada yada yada. Yeah, time spent. So would Hoyoverse even consider hardcore gamers as whales, or hardcore gamers as people who put in the time, people who put in as much time as possible? Because if that's the case, then if you really think about it, the casual player, what would people care because of player retention, because of amount of people that are tuning in to the game in succession? Because by that point, the definition of a hardcore gamer would be muddied by through a hell. It's all hell. Just think about this scenario then. We currently have no end game, no way to show off power, no reason to buy new characters. I mean, this is a reason. This is also a reason. This is also a reason. Same thing with this, and that, and this, and that, and that. Reasons to get a character doesn't necessarily have to be, doesn't necessarily have to do with power. It doesn't necessarily have to do with the amount of time one should grind a game. It could just be as something as superfluous as this. It could just be. In fact, I remember making a stupid joke in, I believe, the same goddamn video. Was it here or was it there? The only thing I know for sure is that there's so many goddamn reasons that people play this game. Whether it's because they want to show off how much power they got, how much money they burned, how much time they want to spend in said game. But to be quite honest, it could also be about as superfluous as this character looks cute. She looks like a badass. It's that ass. God damn, look at that six-pack. That could it could just be as superfluous as that. I see your argument, but isn't Genshin trying to do a little bit of everything? Exactly. A little bit of everything. And it just so happens that the visual style of Genshin is appealing to a mass for a mass audience. They even have the card game. Again, refer to what I just said earlier regarding the video. I don't like it doesn't like I'm not saying that everyone asks for a card game. I'm just saying that is the fact that Genshin at this point in time isn't necessarily just a action RPG. It isn't necessarily just basically that. It isn't just necessarily an action RPG. It's also a bunch of other things as well. I don't think for a fact, I refuse to believe that everyone asked for a fishing minigame to begin with. I don't know if anyone even asked for a lot of the other extras that were released between 1.0 all the way up until now. I don't think anyone even asked for a fishing minigame. But people eat it up anyway. Because at this point in time, Genshin isn't just a action RPG. It is a live service. It's basically trying to do what Fortnite did, back a little bit of everything. It is because by this point in time, it's not just actually the whole Fortnite argument is more relevant now than it ever has been before. Because back when the game first came out, it isn't just it was nothing more than just a battle royale. It is just that. What is Fortnite right now? It's a racing game. It's a fishing game. It's Minecraft's a sort of game. It's a rhythm game. It's a whole lot of things that would appeal to the casual audience. Genshin right now is trying to do, while being relevant to the game itself, is also trying out other things as well. It's also trying out fishing. It's also trying out home decoration, a la Animal Crossing. People did not even ask for. They tell me why having the Abyss have an endless mode be a bad thing for Hoyo. If some players, as of right now, don't even attempt the Abyss. Well, there you go. People don't even bother attempting the Abyss. Why the hell would Hoyo not? Why would Hoyo not even do that? Why would Hoyo even bother to do any more combat-related experiences? They have the statistics. Now, with the combat-related mode, that's beyond me. I'm just a consumer, not a developer. As sad as it sounds, I'm just a consumer. I'm honestly no different compared to everyone else who divulges in the game, whether it's the average player or the hardcore CCs. Because in the end of the day, we consume. Because it technically isn't our game. It's Hoyo versus game. And what they do is that. And the thing is, and it's that mindset where I do agree with people boycotting Genshin. And will it be successful? The other time? Hasn't worked before? What do you expect any different for now? Like, what's the difference now, right? It's depressing, really. It's depressing. Because even with all of the boycotts that people have done in the past, whether it's I remember when the first anniversary event happened and that controversy happened, they barely did shit. Like the most they've ever done, I remember, is they offered they offered a package for free that was originally supposed to be paid content. That's the most that they've done in terms of rewarding players. And the first time they ever had any backlash, someone had a someone did a death threat, and they changed Zhongli because of it. And if I remember correctly, the last time that Genshin ever did any changes that reflect on the community itself was Yaimiko back in 2.5. I don't remember the full details on Yaimiko, but apparently the changes made in the beta compared it to the final release was pretty bad. They voiced their concerns and opinions regarding Yaimiko's auto targeting was off. So they suggested, well, why don't you just do this instead? And that ended up being worse for everyone involved. And because of that, everyone else complained about it, and Hoyoverse just reverted back to the old targeting system instead. So it's like, be damned if you do, be damned if you don't, because they listened to the players, and that fucked over, and that actually fucked over a character from earlier. Sorry for the language, but it's just that they really screwed the pooch with Yaimiko beforehand with the updated targeting system, and they had to revert back into the old one because while it wasn't preferable, it was better compared to what Yaimiko had before. And that was the last time that Hoyoverse even listened to Genshin players, whether it's CN or everyone else in global. That was the last time they actually reacted to fans back in the day. And since then, there hasn't been that much. There hasn't been that much in the way of immediate changes, or at least in a sense, or at least some that are even as big compared to back then. So it's like, I don't know if I want to blame. Well, I mean, I could just blame them, actually. Yeah, I could just blame the no, do I really want to, though? Am I really that kind of guy? Nah. How many Archons do you have? All of them so far. Yeah, I got all of them so far. Yeah, Venti, Zhongli, Raiden, Nahida, Farina, they're all here. Yeah, because that's a worthy investment because they're the best at what they do within that element. And yeah, they still are. Although one could make the argument that Neverlet is probably better than Farina in some respects. I agree. I thought it was only Zhongli that got changed. Yaimiko did as well, but that was but it wasn't as bad compared to the Zhongli one. The Yaimiko was pretty bad, but not as bad. So that's more or less how I feel about the situation. It's just that I do want to see some change. To make absolutely no mistake on that one, because here's the thing. For all the praise that I do give this game, there are definitely some clear signs there are some clear issues that need to be addressed. And it's less to do with the rewards that we are given, whether it's in the anniversary event or the Lantern Rite or anything like that. Because at this point in time, I'm like, at this point, I don't really care about the rewards at all. Like, I really do not. It would be nice. It would definitely be nice. But as a BP Welkin player, as someone who also put in some money just to because I figured, you know what? At that point, it is a free-to-play game. I may as well just reward them at some point, because I do feel that compared to a lot of other games that I have played in the past, this is the one game where I have invested so much goddamn time. In fact, if I remember correctly, I don't think I've ever invested this much in a game in terms of time compared to when I first played Elder Scrolls Skyrim, when I played Overwatch 1, when I played Fate Grand Order. If you were to combine my playtime in those 3 games and multiply it by 5, the playtime that I've ever invested in this game. And that's not an easy thing to do. That is not an easy thing to do at all. The fact that I even played this game for like 3 years, going on 4, says a lot about how much I love this game. I really do. And I want to see it improve. I really do. I really want to see this game to be better than it has been before. But I made that. But here's the thing, though. I made that comment. I said this before, and the last time I said that before, the last time I even said this before. Hold on a second. Let me just pull up the video here. Should be almost here. There you are. The last time I said that statement before was back in my Genshin Impact 1 year later video in March 7th of 2022. It's been 2 years since I uploaded that video. While I do appreciate the fact that Sumeru and Fontaine have all been fantastic patches, we've had, and the thing is this, we also had some rough patches here and there as well. And I do appreciate everything that Genshin has offered in terms of content and longevity. But it's very clear to me that something needs to change. It is very clear that something does need to change, whether in the form of offering new content, more permanent content. I should probably specify at least something, just to give not just casual audience, not just the casual audience, but also the hardcore audience about what they want in a game like this. But knowing Hoyoverse, knowing I don't see it happening. I don't. Anyway, how's it going, Yohawk? Yeah, sorry that you had to tune in just for this well, I guess sudden turn in this live stream. It's just that yeah, we just had this conversation regarding regarding the controversy that's been going on with Genshin. It's just that it really does get me going. But here's the thing, though. It is a very intriguing topic to talk about, really. Just figuring just talking about exactly what goes on from a creative standpoint, from a business standpoint, and this and that and this and all that. As I see it, what really stirred up the community is how the devs weigh on the worth of 3 years of our support. Yeah, that is true. And it has... I'm back. How about you? To be honest, I don't know if I am back. Anywho, sorry, that was an easy joke to make. But yeah, I do get where that much of a, well, the hardcore community specifically haven't gotten what they wanted. It's a bit of a slap in the face. Yeah. Just look at what Star Rail has. They have replayable events. What I would give to experience Albedo's quest. Not just Albedo's quest, but also a chance at getting any available at the time. Because here's the thing. What I wouldn't give just for people to experience Albedo's quest events. Like those things, like those events were pretty good. They were pretty good at what they were. And don't even get me started on a Labyrinth of Warriors event. I've been asking if we could have something like that again. Now, granted, maybe with a little bit of a tweak here and there, because I know that it wasn't perfect. it certainly wasn't perfect, but for the time when I made said video on my 1 year later video, it was one of the it was one of the best events that I've ever had the pleasure of playing. It's it's that good. It is that good. And the one, yeah, the summertime events were very good as well. Yeah, so those were also fun as well. I really love them. Especially for the fact that for one of them, we had an event where most of the characters had depth. They had the most depth that I've ever seen for an event. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy that the events were as good as they were. But they're all limited. They were just all limited. It's just, again, what I wouldn't give just to what I would give just to have people experience that again. I really do. I really want to be. It could just be a cutscene viewer for all I care. It doesn't necessarily have to be just the gameplay of those summertime events. Just give people something to look back at the cutscenes in real time. Like it is absolutely idiotic that we haven't had something like that. I was thinking that, oh, maybe we'd have some kind of theater to go into, a physical theater, just to go and check out some past cutscenes that we have witnessed in game. Like maybe something like that could be cool, but no, we ended up not getting that. It would have been a cool idea to do that, and it would remain in remain in canon to the. No, go. You want to go look at cutscenes in Genshin? Just go to YouTube. Just go to YouTube, you loser. How many Archons do you have? All of them. I got all of them. Sorry for answering your question late. I'm guessing the vast majority of players just get on to do commissions. A lot of players probably don't even explore or do quests. Yes. Yes. So what are your plans for patch 4.4? I was thinking about doing a summon session for Xianyun, but I needed to judge her gameplay first before I could even do that, because I am currently recovering from Farina and Navia, which again, very appreciated, especially for Navia, because Navia is golden. Not fun. It was not fun getting both characters because I was limited on funds. I actually had to pay out of pocket for once. We are definitely the loud minority in this case. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Because here's the thing: for as many views that that Genshin gets on YouTube videos, on Reddit posts, on Twitter posts, on any other social media, that is still a fraction of a fraction compared to how many people would consume would actually have the opportunity to play this game. Y'all realize that, right? So no matter how much we beg, we shout, we scream, we cry, we're not getting what we want because we are that much in the minority. As much as most of us do not want to admit it, as much as we don't want to believe in what I say, that's just the reality of the situation that we're living in. No matter how vocal we are, I don't think Hoyoverse is going to even hear a peep of what we would say compared to the casual audience. Which, by the way, I am not saying that the casual audience is at fault here. In fact, if anything, it's the reason why the game is even popular to begin with. It's funny that we're just talking about about casual audience and hardcore audience or anything like that, and there is another game that came out just recently that I have a little bit of interest in, just a little bit, not a whole lot. I was checking it out just to see what's up. I just came in just because I have heard of the controversy here and there regarding said game, and yet for some godforsaken reason, it is still getting popular each and every single day. It is insane that this particular game has gotten such a huge audience, and yet even with everything, even with the controversies surrounding this game, nobody cares. No, absolutely nobody cares about any form of controversy about this game. Because you want to know why? You want to know why? Because everyone else is playing it. Nobody cares because nobody cares about what the hardcore audience has to say regarding regarding that, because the casual players are just too damn busy consuming what needs to be consumed. Could it be a phase? Yeah, maybe. It could be a phase. But numbers don't lie. Numbers absolutely don't lie. But you know, there is a bit of a difference regarding Genshin and Palworld. Because at the very least, Palworld devs are responsive. They actually do listen to their player base. Genshin, on the other hand, well, I mean, so it's our fault for just playing the game, for playing it, for consuming media, for participating in social media, for content creators. We're all at fault here. Yes, absolutely. As much as we don't want to admit it, it's our fault. Rejoice. Okay. Ixnay on that last one, but yeah. If you want to be technical, yeah, it's technically our fault because we let it happen. I guess the average player doesn't even know what a CC is. If you were to say to the average person, oh, you know, this little content creator that I know, I follow this guy. What the hell's a content creator? Who the hell is Tectone? Is a slice of pizza? The average player does not even know what a CC is, bro. They probably just go in, do their dailies, and then dip out. And until they see a character that visually looks really good, a character that would appeal to them in some way or another, whether it's as broad as just their character personalities, as their character design, or probably something a little more specific, a little more niche, like this character voiced in that one work I recognize, or perhaps I recognize the art style. It looks it really appeals to me in some way. Yeah, I played Pokemon before. I recognize this art style. I know what I know what I said. I know what I said. It's just an example, because you'd be surprised by what the normal person would, by what the average player would say. I'll just spend money on Star Rail because then Genshin ain't it. I'll keep playing Genshin, but no longer funding. Well, have I got a lore bomb for you? Me not supporting one game just to support another game only for the same company to win. I mean, they're still getting your money anyway. It's not that big of a difference. Funny thing is, I did make a choice of quitting Genshin, so I can be proud of making a stand of my beef against Genshin by not continuing to play the game, only to return playing it. Yeah, that's a sunk cost fallacy for you. Whether it's in the form of a time spent or money spent, that's the sunk cost fallacy for you. And the thing is this, I don't blame people for wanting to play something. Here's the thing. I also made this comment similarly when I made a said video on my 1 year and on my 1 year later video, saying that if you want to support this game, go and do it. If you don't, then don't. Personally speaking, I don't care about what you do with your time, effort, or money. If you're happy playing the game, that's all that matters. If you're not, I would say have your voices be heard, but at the same time, I don't know if the developers even care all that much. It's worth trying. It's at least worth trying. The only important thing that you should prioritize is your satisfaction. Here. I know this is going to be a bit of a tangent, but there's a very good reason for this. There's a very good reason why I'm going on this like little tangent here. So here's the thing. I said back in the day, I really loved playing Elder Scrolls Skyrim. I really loved that game when it was brand new. When it was brand new, not the various re-releases that happened after. I'm talking about oh god, Xbox 360 Skyrim. This is my original copy from when it was brand new. I invested so much time in that game, and I felt that everything that I played, it was absolutely worth the time and money. It was absolutely worth it. I loved it. I invested 200 hours in this game, and I had 2 save files, and both of them amounted to about 200 or so. That's how much I loved Skyrim. That's how much I loved it. And there's plenty of other games that I have played so much, like over the years, whether it's in the form of new experiences that I still get each and every single day in the form of, let's say, Pal World, or just recently, I also played a Metal Gear Solid as well. First time I ever played the game. I've already heard of the series even before then. Played Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 on stream. It's the first time I ever played Metal Gear Solid, and I absolutely loved the hell out of it. I don't care if it was in a inferior compilation. I care about my satisfaction. And personally speaking, I loved it. I absolutely loved Metal Gear Solid. I love it. At least I'm getting something that has an end game and people who care. Plus 15k should be enough to clear everything I want for the rest of its time. I mean, you're not wrong. I'm not saying don't do it. It's just a funny thought, honestly. Who's your strongest unit to date, regardless of their lore status? I mean, if you can believe it or not, her. She's the strongest unit I've ever had, because here, before it used to be Eula, but that was only because but that was only because of her burst. If you're talking about consistent output, I'd probably say, yeah, Navia, really. She's the strongest unit, period. In fact, I made her, in the past a few days or so, I made her even two just for attempting to min-max my artifacts. And bro, C0, and she only has, here, let me show you what I have right now regarding Navia. Speaking of the Reed C, I only got this because, well, A, I really like Dia. B, I don't think there's any other opportunity for me to get this weapon anymore. We're still waiting on that, Hoyo. We're still waiting on that. And I also did as much artifact farming as I can. I'm still doing that. Don't worry about that. Crit rate 67.2, crit damage 209%. C0. Maxed out her skill. Still working on the I'm still working on normal attacks and burst. At maximum, the highest I've ever actually gotten for her skill, 315k. On her skill alone, which means I could potentially get around 650 damage per rotation. Out of all characters, that's the strongest unit. That is insane. And just so we're clear on this one, for perspective, I forgot. I forgot how. I forgot. But for perspective though, my highest damage count in PUR. Okay, thank you. Yeah, there we go. Thank you for reminding me, Lord Orf. For perspective, the highest damage I ever got was nearly 400k, and that was with Eula's burst. She was the one that managed to make it happen. But ever since I upgraded my Bennett to C6, that's not possible anymore. But with that said, 315k on a skill compared to 393 on a burst. That is some crazy ass damage. Anywho though. But yeah, anyway though. But yeah, there's a whole lot of games that I have played in the past, whether in the form of new experiences or old experiences, games that I have played in my childhood, games that I have played in the past 10 years, games that I have played nowadays. I feel that a lot of them has basically eaten up so much of my time. Like a lot of them have like how do you call it? I have like intimate experiences with a whole bunch of games. I would say them on stream, but there's at least one or two that is like a little too personal, so I'd rather not get into it like too much on here. But there's a lot here that could be explained. Example. I'm one of the crazy people. Yes, I'm one of the crazy people that actually, unironically, loves Final Fantasy 13. I love this game, and I really love it. And not just this game. It's not just this game. It's also Final Fantasy 13 2. Even with all of its problems, I love that game. Lightning Returns, best in the series. The best in the series, in my personal opinion. Now, granted, there are some issues regarding that game in terms of visuals and maybe a little bit of story, but in terms of gameplay, in terms of other for me at least, there's no debate on that one. But even with all of that said, with the amount of time and money that I have spent, oh wait, no. Actually, there is one more thing that I also want to point out as well. There are also a bunch of other games that I have played. Some that were critically acclaimed, some that were good for the money, the best value for the money, like Witcher 3 or Fallout. And yet, for some godforsaken reason, I played some of those games. I did. I gave it a shot. Didn't end up liking it. I did not end up liking The Witcher 3. I did not end up liking some of the Fallout games here and there. I know for a fact that they are the best in their respective genres. But I didn't enjoy it as much compared to some of the more better games out there, in my personal opinion. In fact, I would rather play Fable 3 over The Witcher 3. Sacrilegious, I know, but it's like I had more fun in Fable 3 than I did with The Witcher 3. Shoot me. I mean, look, if you really love The Witcher 3 and you're hearing nothing but heresy and you're like mad over my opinion, sorry. I can't help what I love. I really cannot. And the same thing goes with Genshin. Sometimes you just can't help but love what you play and all that. And hey, if you love Honkai Star Rail, more power to you. You do what you want, whether it's in the form of investing as much money or playing as much as you want. If you love it, can't help it, right? The only thing that I don't want people to do is make death threats. It's shit on other people's opinions. It's that kind of thing that gets me like a little like worked up and all that. Like, to me, it's less to do with like, oh, just scream at the sky and all that, and more to do with like, if you're going to like do that, you have like absolutely no ground to go to stand on. You really do not, because I have like very little respect or patience for those who would just shit on people like just for the hell of it, just for liking a game that they really love, or like, hell. No, actually, no. Never mind on that one. But that's my point, though. Like, personally speaking, do what you want to do. If you love playing like a Genshin, if you love playing Honkai, just do it, man. Yeah, more power to you, man. You straight up changing my mind on the game, bro? Come on, I don't have that much power. Come on now. Do I really have that much power? I don't think I do, bro. Which unit has the most value to you? One that can play diverse roles. Example, Yelan can DPS and buff other units. The ones that I do have? Let me see. But I need to look at the archive. Shit. In terms of versatility, before it used to be Beto. She used to be a main DPS, and then she got regulated to sub DPS. Now I don't even play her there as much. But I really should at some point. I really should. But that does require effort. That does require a little bit of effort. Ganyu is also fairly versatile as well. She could be main DPS and sub DPS. Kokomi as well. Theoretically speaking, you can make her into a main DPS. Theoretically, you can, and a healer, and support. She offers a whole lot of value for a character that was shat on in the beginning. Aloy's a good bench warmer. she is okay. Aloy is the perfect unit if you just want to focus on the 3-man team. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, Sakura no Mi Kokomi definitely offers the most value in terms of characters. Theoretically speaking, you could make her into a main DPS. I have seen people who've had crazy ass builds with Kokomi, and yeah, she's worth it. Kokomi's a phenomenal healer back in the day. I mean, she kind of still is. In fact, I would also make an argument. I would make a crazy argument saying that Chi-Chi could also technically be a crazy investment. She absolutely can be a crazy investment. Because yes, she is primarily a healer. That's her shtick. But she can also apply cryo. Not quickly enough, but she's still a cryo applicator at the end of the day. But if you do have more of her constellations, she could be a potential main DPS. And considering the artifacts that this game has gotten since then, ever since her first release, she's a freaking monster. Slap her with Ocean Hued Clam, and your perspective on Chi-Chi will... Ocean Hued Clam Chi-Chi is worth it. Trust me. Now, granted, still not the best at what she does nowadays. She is... but she's admittedly very fun. Chi-Chi C6 sounds good, except it's really useless. It's only on it's only on very specific times, but it is fun to see a gear struggle. But if you know how to heal your characters properly, then it's not going to be that big of a deal, honestly. But it is cool to have. But yeah, anyway though, long story short, if you can't help but be happy about certain experiences that you've had in terms of time invested, money invested, job at entertaining you, it did its job. And yeah, if you just happen to love, if you just can't help but love what you've experienced, it was never a waste of time. It was never a waste of money. Never was, never has, and probably never will be. Jesus Christ, I think that's the most I've ever talked for a stream. It feels like that way. It really does. I mean, minus the times that I have talked about certain other aspects in gaming, like maybe like not even the reaction videos that I've done ever had me like talk this much. But it is something that I'm very passionate about, whether it's in the form of Genshin, gaming in general, all that. You ever try Xianyun in the trial? I was going to, but then the conversation of the recent Genshin controversy, but I never had the opportunity to do so up until recently. It's a very big topic right now. Yeah, in my defense and in your defense, it is a very big topic to talk about. So it's not like it's a wasted opportunity. It's not like it's a wasted to even talk about it, because it is something that people do need to be informed about, whether in the casual or hardcore level, because it is something important that people need to talk about. And it's like, yeah, it's a little more important compared to trying out a character. Yeah, I'll admit that. But with that said, though, let me just go into. There we go. Although something tells me it may have screwed up on something. I'll figure it out later. Anyway. Oh god, it's too loud. My bad about that. It's too damn loud. Let's try that again. I don't know. I'll think. If she's good, I'll think about pulling for her. I'll think about it. I will say, though, visually speaking, you know what? I vibe with it. Yeah, I kind of vibe with it. At least I won't feel bad if I decide to spend on Shenhe skin because of you. I really am an influencer, am I? I never thought I would ever see the day that I would become an influencer. No way.
Skyward!
Oh god!
Everybody stand back! Let me weave you a verse.
Up to it, Manzai!
Stray clouds converge! Skyward!
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Many happy returns!
Make way for the...
I'm going in! Rain cutter!
Up to it, Manzai! Alley-oop!
Okay, so Xianyun gives basically just gives plunging attacks for everyone then. Crazy. What if you decided to stream on YouTube instead of Twitch? I have more followers on YouTube. Simple as that, really. But I have been thinking about in recent times, I have been thinking about doing multi-stream again for not just on YouTube, but on Twitch as well. It has been on the back of my mind. So, in terms of thinking about going back to Twitch, never say never, but I'll really need to think about it. I mean, considering that that Twitch is also slowly getting to beginning to do or is being okay with doing restreams and all that, I'll think about it. If you do, let me know and link it. Sure, I'll do it. In fact, I'll likely plan on streaming on Twitch and all that. So, hey, again, never say never, but the thought is there. Do I really want Xianyun? Do I even trust my luck, actually? Honestly, I don't even know if I could trust my luck, period. Alright, if I am gonna do this, I'm gonna have to go over here. If I am gonna do this, I'm gonna have to be over here. Because I will admit, in terms of visuals, I do dig it. But something tells me I'm gonna regret this, aren't I? I do feel like I'm gonna regret this somehow. Do I only see floor 11-3? Oh no, I am not a good gamer? No way. I'm not a good gamer. I am such a fraud. And to be fair, I've already 36 to started the abyss at some point in the past. I don't have to do it again. That's where I go to. I mean, it's Cloud Retainer's a place. Come on now. You only have 1 day left to try? I do. I mean, just to get more Primo Gems, maybe. I might think about it. If we're desperate, maybe I'll do it. But again, though, if I get her, I get her. If I don't, oh well. So, yeah. That thing where I said in the video, I lied. I would not be opposed to getting Gaming though. I would not be opposed. Spider-Zon's also nice too. Nothing. All right. Oh, but you bet your sweet Bippy I get Noelle. Hell yeah. I think I see 6 at this point. To be honest, it's been a while since I've seen a Noelle constellation. I'm not 100% certain if I even got... Okay, there we go. Yeah, I did get C6. Okay, good. Great sword. Great!
Hey, boss. The name's Gaming. I'm a guard from the communications office. So, all this needs shipping, right? No. You grab a seat and have some tea. I'll get these packed up for you, no problem. It'll only take me a minute, then we can get the delivery scheduled. Oh, and if you ever want to book a wushu dance, me and my crew are available in a heartbeat. The troupe's called the Mighty Mythical Beasts, and I'm the head. Not to brag or anything.
Okay, that's brand new. Did the characters ever talk like that before? Was that something? Is that something brand new that they did? I never knew that. I never knew they spoke. Neither did I. I think this is brand new for this patch. Wow. Okay. Did not know that. But that is... Okay, you know what? Okay, game. You know what? I'm okay with that. Yeah. So this has to be brand new for the patch then, because up until this point, no characters ever spoke. I think the only exception in Genshin, because I do remember that someone spoke. Someone spoke in the game. I forgot who it was exactly, but when you start doing the wishes back in Mondstadt, there was someone who spoke, but again, don't remember who it was exactly. In fact, I don't even know if it was someone specific. But this is the first time that someone spoke in game. I think it's only if you have a brand spanking new character, right? One more 10-pull, boys. It was just not meant to be, guys. It was not meant to be. Oh! Oh, hello! A, random Lynette. Okay, you know what? Alright, I'm okay with this. Yeah, I'm okay with this. Alright. Yeah, I'll accept this. Yeah, so, unfortunately, it was just not meant to be, guys. It just wasn't meant to be, so, no Cloud Retainer, but we definitely did have a constellation for Lynette. 2 constellations and a brand new gaming setup. Let's go. New gaming. And yeah, I know. It's just... It does make me wonder, actually. It does make me wonder. Because this is now guaranteed C1. When a Suwani Man Chai from Suwani's Gilded Dance meets back up with gaming, it'll heal 15% of gaming's HP. Huh. Yeah, so dance then. Aha. Okay. Okay, I get it. When gaming is less than 50% HP, he will receive a 20% incoming healing bonus. When gaming has 50% HP or more, plunging attack, Charmed Cloud Shadow will deal 20% more damage. Ooh. He would work in tandem with Xianyun then. Yeah, he will work best with Cloud Retainer. Okay, I get it now. But to be fair, it's not going to be that useful for us common folk. Those of us who... Actually, how close am I? How close am I in terms of wishes? Surely it's gonna load at some point, right? Surely. I know for a fact that my last character was Navia, but I need to know how far back was I?
Designed by my mother.
Damn, it's not loading. Bruh. Load, damn it. Okay, I guess not. Never mind. Never mind then.
Have you noticed how it's shaped like a heart?
Yeah, I guess I'll have to try again some other time. But hey, you know what? I tried getting a Xianyun. It just wasn't meant to be. But hey, at least we got gaming. So we gaming now. All right, so what time is it right now? It's almost 6. Are we really want to continue, actually? Oh, all right, well, yeah, I think that's gonna have to do it for today's stream, if anything. So before I go, I sometimes do this whenever I'm about to end a stream, but it has been a while since I've done this, but then there's kind of a good reason for that, because I was busy with a bunch of other things here and there, whether it's of upkeep here and there, because I've been, let's just say I've been upgrading the setup a little bit, to the point where I did end up getting new furniture since the last time I did this. Yeah, so new desk, new PC, new TV, and a new shelf that I have over here. I'm not going to show exactly what this is, but let's just say that there's a reason why that I keep looking up, because there's a TV wall mounted up there, and that serves as my second monitor. And let's just say I managed to get a decent price for a decent upgrade. And yeah, I have, and because of that, I haven't actually been doing any game pickups since then, because I was busy, like just doing this and that and this and all that. But yeah, I guess today I can actually do that right now. Give me one moment. Now this pickup is a little smaller compared to what I usually do, but let's just say they're hints. Well, okay, two of them are hints. So one of them is just because of a recent event that happened. So and the recent event in question is this: a day or two ago, that a certain game got delisted out of nowhere too. So not many people were able to download the game as quickly as they could. People were given no warning on when this game was going to be delisted. So it's like, so now the only real way of playing this game is if you either downloaded it on your hard drive. You can still download it if you purchased it on the storefront, so like on Xbox or PlayStation or anything like that. If you have that like purchased, you can just download it easily. It's fine. But for someone like myself who never actually had the opportunity of even downloading the game, I had no choice but to get a physical copy of this. Thankfully, I got something even better. Spec Ops: The Line is the game that got delisted on storefronts, and you can't see it. You can't see it, or at least not as much. You can't see it as much, but it's not just any copy of Spec Ops: The Line. It is the copy that is still sealed. It is still in its original packaging. I mean, I don't really care if the value is just lost. I'm not that kind of guy. I don't really care about what is the value of a game from that point forward. I mean, here. I'm that guy that bought Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door at like $100 or so, like $100 to $80 or so. Game. Okay, but then again, there are certain games that like are super rare and have like super high price points to the point where I'm like, just emulate it at that point. Just emulate it. But yeah, once I rip this open, I'm just gonna play it. Yeah, value's all lost, but I'd rather just play it. Like, because I have heard some really good things about the story of the game. It's less military. From what I've heard, it's less military shooter and more psychological thriller. And as someone who really loves Alan Wake, I think I might enjoy it. Now, the other two games that I do have on hand is they're different, but they do lead it to the same. But they do lead it to the same. What do you call it? Something similar, I guess you could say. They are related to certain projects that I'll be working. So the first one is this game, Mad World. Now I have Anarchy Reigns, and I did state in a video at some. Well, not a state in the video, but more like I've said this multiple times here and there, that I'm currently working on a Anarchy Reigns review. And I figured, well, if I am going to work on this, I may as well just, check out Mad World for a little bit, get a little bit of footage here and there, and just compare, like, what exactly happened between Mad World and Anarchy Reigns. From what I understand, the Anarchy Reigns, well, Mad World is the original game. Anarchy Reigns or Max Anarchy, for those who are living outside of the U.S., it's basically just a standalone sequel. You don't really need it to play Mad World just to understand the what goes on in Anarchy Reigns. It's basically, if anything, it's sort of a soft reboot. Like it's close to what would be considered a soft reboot. Yeah, yes, they do have characters that do exist in Mad World, but from what I understand, they're not the same characters. Like the characters that appear here are not the same ones in Anarchy Reigns. So it'll be a little interesting to see like what was what's up with this game, because I have heard cool things about this game. So hey, you know what? Maybe I might actually enjoy it. Like while I do record some footage here and there. And hopefully with that, I can finally start working on the damn thing. I swear to God, because there is a section on the script that I was working on that I wanted to like make comparisons between what was lost in the transition between Mad World and Anarchy Reigns in terms of visual style, in terms of pretty cool to look into. The other thing, so at first I was gonna go for a sealed copy of this one. But the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, well, I mean, I'm already going to get a sealed copy. I may as well just buy it used at that point. So what I ended up doing was, well, I've been thinking about it. And I have spoke about this game multiple times. In fact, even as recent as the Project Mugen reaction video. That I figured I talked about this game so many times. I think it's about time that I talk about why I like this game. Not necessarily what am I doing in this game. More like, why do I play this game? Why do I like this game so much? What makes this game stand out from a majority of this particular publisher's other games? Sunset Overdrive. Sunset Overdrive is the other pickup that I did end up getting. I know that you can play this on on Xbox. You can still do that if you have Game Pass, and you can still play it. In fact, it should be available. So it's not like, so if anything, I'm going to be playing a inferior version of the game. But to be quite honest with you, considering the licensed music that's in this game, I'd rather not take my chances. I'm just gonna buy the physical copy, and then guarantee that I do get to play the game sometime in the future. And what the hell even? So yeah, at some point, yeah, I'm gonna be talking about this game on length, just revisiting it 10 years later. Y'all gotta understand. This game is going to be 10 years old this year. That's insane. That is absolutely insane that this game is 10 years old. I remember back when it was brand new. In fact, I even remember the trailers that were going on when the Xbox One was going to launch. They were just showing off a bunch of, well, not necessarily gameplay, but more like a trailer of a concept of what Sunset Overdrive would look like. And yeah, I was interested. And then the trailer that released it in 2014, sold. I was sold. But yeah, now I actually have a physical copy, because before I used to have a digital copy, but that was before. But unfortunately, that was when I lost my 10-year-old Xbox account at the time. So I had to make a new one, and I lost all of my purchases, including Sunset Overdrive. So now there's no reason. There's absolutely no reason for me to lose this anymore. I have to play this game again. So yeah, that's all the pickups that I did end up getting. It's not exactly that crazy compared to like ones before. In fact, I do remember showing off the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door one, and even I would consider that a personal holy grail of mine, because while I've never played a Thousand Year Door, I have heard a lot of good things about it, and I do plan on playing that at some point in the future. Now, whether it's going to be in the form of a stream or in the form of a review, that's a different story. Because I did recently, actually. But how exactly am I going to play all this, though? Because I did upgrade my TV, and the TV that I had before had a component output, a component input, I should say. My bad. Well, that's the other thing that I did end up getting at some point. There is something else I did end up getting that I cannot wait to use this when the time comes. Okay, well, not necessarily like now, personally speaking, I recently got myself into game collecting, whether in the form of Wii games or 360 games, Xbox One games, but also original Xbox games as well. In fact, again, I did show off. I did get Paper Mario. I also did get Mad World as well, and I also managed to a couple other games here and there that I do plan on covering at some point in the future. Now, whether or not it's going to in the future is a different story. But I do have other consoles. But I do have other games that I have an interest in covering at some point in the future. Whether it's in the form of some interest in a certain series or just replaying a personal childhood favorites of mine back in the day. Like, I do plan on covering them at some point in the future. Now, the only question is, how exactly am I going to cover all that? There's like a lot of the outputs that, like the Wii outputs at has a component or composite output. So unless you have an HDMI mod, there's no way for you to actually play that play the original hardware on Xbox. It's also the same. It's also a similar situation as well. It's either components or composite output. Well, I did get something. I did get a thing that would help. That would definitely help out with that. This freaking thing. What this is a. Oh. I know I have it here somewhere. I know it. There you go. So what this thing is basically this little thing right here. It basically converts basically these kinds of inputs, the red, yellow, and white composite thing. I had this before, and when I tried it on my TV, the signal was even worse. It was like horrible even. It was just bad to even use this. I tested it on a Wii, and the signal was just bad. It works as intended. Its function is what it does what it does, but not necessarily in the best way. So it's like, yeah, this won't do. So if I want to play games from the Wii, Xbox, or anything like that, it was time to upgrade. There's just no beating around the bush for it, because this one not only accepts like a component cables. It also composite. It also accepts components. It also accepts like S-video, SCART, stuff like that. And the best part is, there is very little difference if I were to plug it in a composite input versus something using this via HDMI. It's actually very good. I've had this for a week or so, just about a couple weeks, just about a week or two, and I gotta say the results are are great. They're definitely great. Now there's like an issue or two that I had when I was first booting it up, because the quality didn't look as good as I thought it was going to be. But with some updates here and there, and then a few custom options that was available on the system itself, there's a reason why. Look, the price point is a little bit of a turnoff, because it is about like $325 compared to this, which is like $20 probably. But there's a reason why the price is the way it is, because I don't think you will be able to get good enough quality if you were to go with this versus this. But with that said, if you just want to but then again, if you just want to focus on something that isn't like as beefy as this, if all you want is just something as simple as this, I do believe there are options like this on their website. It's just that you'll still need it to put out a hefty price. I think it's like, last I checked, it's about 120 something. I'm not 100% certain how much it was exactly, but it is doable. It is usable. It's just that for the purposes of what I would do in the future, and what I would like to peruse on the various systems that I do have, whether it's on Wii, Xbox, something like this is definitely necessary for someone like me. Definitely. So yeah, in that case, so on that note, thanks to this, where I could stream myself playing Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door on not necessarily original hardware, because I would be playing this off of a Wii, but it is as close as I could get to the original hardware. There's also a reality where I could also play some of my favorites on Xbox, such as, but not limited to, Pac-Man World 2, which is a goated classic in my back in my childhood. And then as I mentioned before, Blinks 2, Masters of Time and Space. I know there's some conflicting opinions on this game, but personally, I've had a lot of fun playing this and the multiplayer aspect of this game. And then real go. Like, Pac-Man World 2 is a fun game, and so is Blinks the Time Sweeper. But I don't think out of the original Xbox library, nothing stood out to me more than this. Jet Set Radio Future. This was something else. When I was a kid and I first saw this game, bro, this was awesome. This was awesome as all hell. I love the attitude. I love the art style. I love the gameplay. This was crazy as hell, bro. Halo. Funny enough, I don't have Halo. Here's the thing. The funny thing about Halo is that my history with Halo goes like this. I was introduced to the Xbox playing that game when I was little. And the funny thing is, I liked it, but the thought never crossed my mind that I would be able to buy the game. The thought never crossed my mind. So throughout the time that I did get a original Xbox, I never bought the game. I don't know why. I have no idea why I never bought Evolve. Maybe because I was a kid. Do you have Steam? No, I do. I also have an Xbox Series X as well, so I was able to play. So eventually, I was able to play. I was able to play Halo at some point. Yeah, Halo CE and Halo 2. So anyway, though, it's like, so yeah, there is a reality in the future. There is a reality where I could start playing a bunch of these games on stream some way or another. I mean, you gotta realize, like, this friggin' thing, you can thank this thing for making something like this playable on stream a friggin' reality. Like, look, I'm not, look, here's the thing though. I'm not saying this because I want to like sell out or anything like that, because like, okay, look, this is not sponsored at all. Like, I am not, look, a YouTube channel like this, come on now. Like absolutely ridiculous that I would even be sponsored. I don't even think they even care that I'm here or not. I just genuinely like the product a lot to even sing its praises. I do like it a lot. So it's like, like me a sellout. Yeah, okay, bub. Just get the Master Chief Collection and you have it again? No, I know I do. Although then again, back when games were good. Oh hell, well, I mean, there's some good. I mean, honestly, though, hold on a second. Hold on a minute. Hold up a minute. Wait a minute. Let me just put some of this stuff back. Because here's the thing: there are some good games here and there that released on the 360. There are still some good games here and there. Now, granted, it is up to opinion whether or not some would constitute them as good games or not. But quite personally though, I really did dig. I really dig what the 360 era had to offer. Whether it's in the form of and not just exclusives, but also some of the multiplats that we've been getting as well. Such as, again, don't make me gush about Final Fantasy 13 again, because I will. I definitely will, and I'm not afraid to use that power, bro. But there's also other classics that I have I guess you could say classics in a way, because technically speaking, we're at that time where there is a reality where we would consider systems like the Xbox 360 and PS3 as retro consoles. You realize that, right? And I'm saying this because, newsflash, the 360 came out almost 20 years ago. Yeah. Yes. Bruh, pull out Galaga. I wish. Nah, I don't have it, unfortunately. I do get what you mean, though. But yeah, there's also been some pretty good multiplats that came out back in the day, such as personal favorite fighting game. In fact, this is the fighting game that got me into the FGC. That got me consuming a lot of fighting game related content. Without this game, I probably wouldn't even be here. That's how big of an impact it left on me. Like, it really does. And then there's also this one as well. Now, granted, in hindsight, I do understand why people don't like this game. But personally speaking, again, without going into too much detail because it's like very personal, but without this game, I probably wouldn't even be here. Period. Yes, it's keeping me tied to this world. This is the one. I do believe I have explained this in a video a while ago. Like I'm talking 3 years ago or so. But without this game, I wouldn't even be here. And then there's the rediscovery of this game that I do plan on making a video on at some point in the future. But it's gonna have to be after Anarchy Reigns. But it is something that I have been. Let's just say it's just been something that I've been wanting to make a video on, but because of because of monetization reasons, I guess you could say that, I haven't been able to cover it as I wanted to. But I think I'm at that point in my life where I kind of just don't care anymore. Sort of. I still care, just not as much. I'm more lax with certain options on what I want to cover or what I don't want to cover or stuff like that. Because if there's any game out there that would absolutely love it to love enough to potentially be demonetized or anything like that, it's this game. Actually, if you ever ask me what's the best Mario Kart alternative, it's this one. This is actually one of the best Mario Kart ripoffs I've ever played. And yes, Mario Kart ripoffs. Because technically speaking, this is in terms of gameplay, this does kind of play like Mario Kart. In a sense that you got power-ups. You got power-ups. The difference is realistic cars and a banging soundtrack. And I mean a banging soundtrack. I really wish I would play some of these in like on stream, but again, YouTube will be angry. So, but trust me when I say, look up Blur soundtrack. And my best recommendation regarding one of the songs would be a song called The Past. Just look up that one and tell me you don't want to play the game. Tell me with a straight face you don't want to play the game. Because it is goated. It's like it has one of the best soundtracks in a racing game that I have played. And I really wish that Activision were to re-release that game in some form. I don't care if it's just a port or if it's just a I don't even care if it's just a port, because the possibility of a sequel is just long gone. Just give me a modern port of Blur and all is forgiven. Activision? Yes, you heard me correctly. I'm talking to you specifically, Activision. If you were to port Blur on a modern platform and give it the love and respect it deserves, all is forgiven. I'll forgive you for any of the bullshit that you've done in the past. I'll forgive you for Tony Hawk. I'll forgive you for Diablo. If you bring this back, it would be like nothing has happened at all. Nothing that has ever happened. That's how much I love this game. That's exactly how much I love this game. All will be forgiven. But I know that's not going to happen because licensing is shit. But hey, definitely at some point so anyway though, yeah, the comments regarding back when games that used to be pretty good. Again, there's some pretty good bangers back in the 360 era. There's some definitely good games back in the day. And hell, I'd argue in the past 10 years, there's still some pretty good games that are coming out. Even the past 10 years. Again, don't make me show Sunset Overdrive again. Do not, because I will not shut up about that. But again, there's also some pretty good games that released around that time as well. Alien Isolation also came out. Just Cause 3, but it's still a pretty. And I've also been recently getting myself into Tales of Arise, and you know what? I do get why people like this game. I do get it. And I know there's like a bunch of other games that that I'm not like thinking straight to the point where like, okay, there's like a bunch of these other games that came out as well. But the point that I'm trying to say is that, and Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush, damn good game. Like, although the funny thing is that for Hi-Fi Rush, it does harken back to that era of gaming where a lot of the bullshit is, where a lot of the like, a lot of the bullshit like during the later half of the 360 PS3 era like happened, but it's still a really good game. It really is. I heard some of Blur's music. Shit seems lit. That's just the beginning. Now, granted, I should warn you though. There is no easy way of getting a copy of the game. Much like Spec Ops: The Line right now, unless you have the game downloaded, you're not gonna be able to get it. Unless you have a physical copy of Blur, whether on 360 or PS3, or if you want to go, if you want to go sail the seven seas, there are some reliable websites out there here and there that you could that you could download. But again, do your research first before you go on there, because let's just say I tried doing that. I ended up getting the Russian version of the game. So do your research first before you sail the seven seas. Now, I'm not saying that I would what do you call it? Encourage that kind of behavior, but in an era where we have games where it could be in a time where games like Spec Ops: The Line could be delisted for absolutely no warning at all, it's better to be safe than sorry. And well, for a lot of people, there really isn't that much of a choice on whether or not you want to get something pirated or not. So, at the same time, while I don't encourage it, at the same time, I'm not going to ridicule anyone that does it. So that's my opinion on that. All right. So anyway, I've been talking a whole lot. It's been pretty fun though. It's been pretty fun to just sharing like just talking about the Genshin controversy and me trying to attempt to get Xianyun to no avail, and just talking about a bunch of like retro stuff, talking about this and a lot of the games that I absolutely would gush over if given the opportunity, and maybe some potential streaming ideas here and there. I definitely would. I'm definitely gonna call the stream right here because I do need to do some things here and there. But yeah, thank you very much for tuning into the stream, just hanging out and all that jazz. And this coming Sunday, if and only if I have nothing else to do, if I have absolutely nothing to do at that time, yeah, we'll finish up Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. And then after that, as I said before, right after I finish up with Metal Gear Solid, while I won't immediately play this yet, maybe like the week after or so. No, actually, no, not even the week after. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Am I gonna be able to play this actually? Oh, hold on a second. Wait a minute. What's this Sunday actually? I actually don't remember what this when this is supposed to be. Yeah, I have to play Metal Gear Solid next like this coming Sunday then. Yeah, because the week after is going to be the Super Bowl and I want to spend some time with family around that time. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do then. All right. So yeah. This coming Sunday, definitely gonna be playing some Metal Gear Solid. Gonna complete it, hopefully. And then the week after that, gonna be going on a break for just to like watch that, but mostly just spend time with family and all that because it has been a while since I've visited my family from my mother's side specifically. So yeah, it would be nice to catch up and then just see what's up. And then the week after, that's when I'll start playing. Not start playing, more like continue where I left off from Valhalla. And for those who don't know, Valhalla is a game where it's both a visual novel and a bit of a sim, like a bit of a coffee sim, so to speak. Well, not a coffee sim, more like a alcohol sim, like something like that. But I did really like the gameplay. In fact, I remember uploading a couple videos here and there regarding my playthrough on Valhalla, but I never got to complete it because of I think it was at that time where I started doing my full-time job, so trying to find time to play games in that kind of style was not gonna happen. It was just not gonna happen, period. So I figured, why don't I just continue off from where I left off with Valhalla, complete it, see it to the end, and then after that, we'll play Metal Gear Solid 2. And then after that, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But for now, yeah, that's gonna be the plan. So, yeah, I ended up not completing Xianyun's story quest, but we'll save that for next Wednesday, because I know for a fact that I'll at least be playing that next week. God forbid. But yeah, we'll see what happens. So again, thank you very much for tuning into the stream. Really appreciate you coming on down, hanging out, all that jazz. I'm on vacation for 2 weeks. I'm free to watch after my week-long cruise. Ooh, nice, nice, nice. Hope you enjoy your cruise and all that, man. And yeah. Till then, take care. Also, one last thing before I forget. Before I forget, because I announced last Sunday that I was not going to be streaming at that time, because I'm not going to announce anything just yet. But let's just say there are some things that there's a pretty sizable change that I want to do, because I've been streaming for close to ever since 2020 or so. I'm approaching 4 years, but I've been doing, and I've done content for this channel specifically for what feels like almost 5 years. It's almost gonna be 5 years at this point, and I want to make a bit of a change, just a teeny bit of a change, not too much, but I want to update a couple things here and there on the YouTube channel and see where I go from there. I'm like that. But let's just say some things are changing here and there, and hopefully it's for the best. So until then, take care.